Hey everyone, and welcome back to DIY with Melissa. I, of course, am Melissa, and apologies. I am getting over a really bad cold. The cough is absolutely insane. So, excuse my appearance today. But I have a fun one for you. I have 10 tips and tricks that I use all the time in Cricut Design Space. You may know Cricut just came out with two new machines. They are gorgeous, but Design Space is Design Space and it will forever pretty much all be the same. I know sometimes for Mac and Windows and iPad and such can be a little slightly different, but it's not that much different that you need a tutorial on each one. So without further ado, let's head over to the computer and get this started. All right, we are back at the computer and we're going to get right into it. Firstly, have you ever done a design and it's a white or mainly white design and it looks like this on your screen? Maybe on the computer it's not looking as bad, but I'm telling you, when you're in front of the monitor, it's really hard to see. One of the tools I really like to use is down here. It's called background color. I click on that little swatch. I can change the background to any color I want, making it easier for me to see what it is I'm doing. I use this a lot with sticker making when I add that offset, the slightly bigger offset, and it's white and I'm trying to figure out what is happening. This is my place to go to change the color of the canvas. The next thing about the canvas is the grid lines. Sometimes the grid lines are great, sometimes they are not so great. There are two ways to change this. The first one would be up here where it says your name. If you click on that drop down, we're going to go to settings. While in settings, I'm going to go to canvas, and under canvas grid, right now full grid is selected. We can go to partial grid or no grid. And I'm hoping you're seeing in the background how it's changing to the different options. The other way to do that is up at the top left corner between the two zeros. There's a box. If we click on the box, it also changes the grid. I also use this a lot depending on what I'm doing. If I want to take different measurements, if I want to see what it's going to look like more on the mat, because of course this would be more of what your mat will look like. And sometimes no lines if I want to take a picture and share it with my husband or something of that sort. For tip number 3, we're going to talk about cropping with contour. Contour is a really good tool that I think doesn't get the acknowledgement that it needs. If I click on contour down here, here is my design that was just back there. And let's say I just wanted the head portion, not the bottom portion where it says International Women's Day. I can click on each portion, get rid of it. Once you've clicked on everything you want gone, I'm going to hit apply. And now I just have this lady's face. Of course, I could do it the opposite way and bring these ones back in. And now I just have the wording and not the face. Contour is truly your best friend. That leads us to tip number 4, where we're going to change colors with contour. We have this design here, which is in all pink. If we were to cut it, it's going to cut in only one color. But if we want it to be different colors, we can do it easily. We're going to duplicate our design, and I'm going to duplicate it 3 times because I want the lips to be one color, the wording to be one color, and the hearts to be another color. So I'm first going to start off with the lips. I'm going to click on contour, and I'm going to remove the contours for everything but the lips. And apply. Now we have our lips by itself. Next one is we want to get rid of everything but the wording. So I'm going to click on contour, and I'm going to get rid of all the other bits but not the wording, just like so. Apply. Now we have our wording. And lastly, we need the hearts. I'm going to click on contour and I'm going to hide all the wording again. Not the hearts because I want the hearts there. And the lips as well. Apply. Now I have 3 portions to this design. Now I can go ahead and change the colors. And that way we can get this cut from the 3 different colors and have the same concept for the design. On to tip number 5. We have some stickers here and we want to print a bunch of them. I'm actually going to hide this portion for now. Kind of the same concept. I'm going to hit make. And I'm going to duplicate this a few times. If you don't know, you can just duplicate it here under project copies. You can put your number in and hit apply. And now we have our stickers. However, you may notice we have an extra sheet down here with just 2 stickers on it. But you may notice that we have some space over here that technically we should be able to use. So if we go back to this second page, I'm just going to move the little leprechauns to this side here. Clicking the 3 dots in the top left corner, I'm going to click on Move Object. And I'm going to move it to the first sheet that I had. So here is the extra one. I'm going to do this one as well. Same thing, 3 dots, Move Object, onto the first mat. And just by moving it over on the this previous mat, it just puts it over here. Otherwise, it's just going to sit on top of another one. Sometimes it can get a little tricky to figure out which one's which. This will also save you some space so that you don't have to waste a whole sheet of paper for absolutely no reason. So for the other one, it's a very similar concept. However, we want to go ahead and cut this out of black, this out of green, and this out of blue. I hit make, and you will see we have 3 mats for these 3 different pieces. They're very simple pieces. Wording would also be very simple. So why not get your mat ready to cut all 3 colors on one mat instead. How would we do that, you ask? Well, we're going to go to the green mat. We're going to select all 3 pieces and we're going to bring it down to about 3. So now you know your green portion needs to be just over 2 inches and almost 7 inches. I'm going to hit Move Object again, bring it to my black mat, and you need to place it at the number 3 line here. So your black will be this portion here, just over 2 inches, almost 7 inches in black. Your second one will be down starting at 3, almost 7 inches to just over 5 inches. And we're going to go ahead and do the blue. Forgot to select all 3. I'm going to bring it down to the 6. I'm going to click on the 3 dots, Move Object to the black, confirm. So this mat, although it's black, will have those 3 different colors on it. We'll have a black piece, a green piece, and a blue piece. And that way it saves you time from having to load in 3 different mats for 3 different colors when we can cut 3 different colors on the one mat. You may notice that I have a bunch of windows open here, and you may wonder, how am I doing that? This is really good for a few different reasons. One, if you're designing something and you are not quite finished, but you wanted to design something else, you can save this, keep it open, and then start designing on a new mat. I do that a lot when things are getting a little bit complicated in my design and I just need a fresh start, fresh, clean canvas to do what I need to do. So When we're here in our canvas, on the top right corner, there's 3 dots. Click on that, click on File, we can click on New Window. Now we have a fresh canvas we can work with. This also, not only does it give you a fresh start to continue designing, but you can also cut from different Cricuts this way. Once you have your 2 windows open, bring something in for the sake of bringing something in. Let's say I wanted this to cut out of my maker, but now I have another project over here and I want this cut from my Joy Extra. I've now set this mat for my Joy Extra, and this mat is set to my Maker 3. That way we can have, as you may see sometimes, people have more than one machine going. This is how you'd go about doing that. Number 8, the other thing I like to do a lot with 2 screens is sometimes I might have designed something or a portion of something on one screen, and I want to bring that exact same thing over to another screen because it kind of goes with another design I'm working on. If I right click on the design, I can click on copy. I can then go to my other screen, right click, and paste. So now my design is not only in this one, it's in this one as well. I'm telling you, once you start designing a lot, these little tips come in very handy. I kid you not. For tip number 8 will be our offset. So this is going to be kind of a 2-in-1 tutorial. Offset can be your best friend for many reasons. One of them is for an outline. If I have my name in here and I want an outline around it, I will go ahead to edit. I'm going to go to offset and offset the name. On apply, I have my first offset. I'm then going to go ahead and offset that offset again. Apply. I'm going to select both offsets and I'm going to click on subtract. And now my name has an outline. If you don't want the offset to have these little spaces in here, we can do this a different way. I'm going to delete that outline, back up here, and I'm going to go back to offset. I'm just putting it in a spot where we can see the offset. I'm going to click on offset. I'm going to make it bigger until everything is touching. So even like this space here, I don't want that. I want it to be touching. I'm going to move it over some more. There we go. I'm going to click apply. And as you can see, the little bits are showing. So I'm going to go to contour. I'm going to hide all contours. Apply. Now we have one piece for our offset with no holes that will cut with our Cricut. I'll then go ahead and offset again. I like to do the second offset, a thinner offset. And then I'm going to select both offsets. And then under combine, I'm going to click on subtract. And now our name has an outline that we can attach and cut exactly like this. So you'll have this cutting in the middle of here, so you won't be wasting as much vinyl as if you have it separate. The next tip related to offset is we're going to go ahead and bring in a text box, and I'm going to type in my name again. I'm going to change this to more of a handwritten font. I'm going to change the color just to make it easier to see. Let's say we wanted this sliced out of the capital letters behind it. Firstly, we're going to want to weld this. For our next tip, I don't know what tip we're on, but I'm just going to go through welding. As you can see, all of these little bits here are going to cut. So this E to the L, the I to the S, again here. We don't want that. We want to bring this a little closer together. I'm going to change the letter space. And under Combine, I'm going to click on Unite. Now we have one solid name. I'm going to bring this here again. We are then going to offset the handwritten part. A little bit bigger. Looks good. And selecting just the offset and the name at the back, we can go ahead and subtract. And now we have our name offsetted the other portion of the name. The last thing you might notice is that the subtract has some layers. And we don't need that, and it makes it a little bit cumbersome to look at. So for our last tip, under Combine, we can click on Merge Layers, and now we have one layer, one being for the name at the back, and one being for our name in the front. And for a bonus tip, I say quite often to select two pieces, and you might see me selecting them on the layer panel on the right here. But as you can see, I can only select one piece at a time. I'm unable to select two pieces. Of course, I can select everything like this, but that selects all three pieces. I just want the offsets, the two offsets. How you go about doing that, this is on a keyboard. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how you'd go about doing this on a tablet or your phone, I guess. I think you have to move things around and just select it that way. But on a computer with a keyboard or a tablet with a keyboard, you select one of the layers that you are wanting to select, and holding Control on your keyboard, you'll then select the second piece, second layer that you want to have selected. And that's how you can do that. And click on Slice and or Subtract and get your outline like that. Or whatever it is you might be wanting to do. And that's it for my 10 tips and tricks. And there you have it. Those are my tips and tricks. I hope they help you in some way. I use these tips all the time when I'm designing, so that's why I want to share it with you all, because I feel like they're good tips that you all should know as well. Until next week, have a fabulous week ahead. Take care. Happy crafting. Bye now.